a bright, bright light on it right now. They came and shut down this encampment, handing Jake, the permit holder who is on the council for Flair and who's going to join us in just a moment, a letter full of false accusations, a letter implying that Jake himself committed an assault against a police officer, which never took place, and for which Jake has not been charged or arrested because obviously nothing of this nature actually happened, and seizing tens of thousands of dollars worth of their personal property.
Jessica Denson has been an inspiration of mine since November in her push for the 14th Amendment, Section 3, and as well as the impeachment of Donald Trump, which is what she's doing now. Granted, I believe there are other aspects that we could use to be able to remove Donald Trump, but I lack the capabilities to do so. But she's 100% right that we need to pay much more attention to those people who are protesting for the impeachment of Donald Trump and the removal. And since they've decided to remove a camp in Washington, D.C., and then basically taking their property and claiming that this man spat on them, which really can be nothing much more than getting really close to the face of some person that you're talking to and speaking really loud, because little droplets of spit will come out of your face when that happens. And that is what Trump is looking for. Anything to be able to say that something coming out of your mouth landed on them, and then once that happens, guess what? Assault, and that's what they're claiming. And that's what Trump is trying to do by trying to create even the slightest, tiniest altercation in which contact can be made so that he can shut down your free speech. Like, for example, being able to protest and say that what Donald Trump is doing is violating the impeachment clause of the United States, which is absolutely true. But here is my suggestion going forward. Let's not just turn this into one. Let's not just turn the October No Kings March on the 18th, but make 50 encampments, one in every state. Instead, if they want to shut down one, let's have them face 50. Now let's go on with the rest of what she's talking about, and I'll be back on the backside. Thank you.
This is the statement from Representative Al Green. On several occasions, I have participated in peaceful protest rallies in the Union Station area of Washington, D.C. The protesters have been respectful and peaceful. Given the shameful behavior of the Trump administration, such as removing people from the country without due process, falsely claiming that DEI was responsible for an air crash before there was any investigation, and making false claims about Democrats' fight for health care for all Americans, it does not surprise me that specious allegations would be made about peaceful protesters who want to impeach President Trump. The eviction of the free speech protesters without additional evidence seems nothing more than trumped-up charges designed to silence dissent. Paraphrasing President John F. Kennedy's statement on protests, those who make peaceful protest impossible make other forms of protest inevitable. That is the statement from Representative Al Green just in. I do want to put it up on the screen just for anybody who is watching this and wants to take a screenshot, share it on social media. Here is the statement from Representative Al Green. And what that last line, I was literally reading it for the first time as I read it to you. Those who make peaceful protest impossible make other forms of protest inevitable. That is what this administration has been trying to do.
I would add to Congressman Green, and to those of you who may be upset and angry or whatever, over the fact that, again, free speech is being crushed by this administration, by somebody by a group that is basically asking, quite literally, for Trump to be impeached based on 17 different articles, which you can actually go over to the links below and you can read them in the playlist that I have that'll have start off on the individual articles where you can just listen to my computer read it to you, and then you can go over to their website and download it. And preferably what I would love you to do is, when you're doing that, coordinate with your indivisible chapter, your local chapter, and go out there and create encampments. Work with your cities, work with your state to create these encampments. If you want an area related to Jeffrey Epstein, the core issue of Epstein that exists in all 50 states is Jane Doe's testimony done on the second day of the Maxwell trial, where she says that she was with Miss Teen USA, which is in your state, where she was held for 10 years inside of the Epstein organization from 1994 to 2004. That will be in the link. You can also link it all the different videos that I have on my reviews in another playlist of the Epstein issue that we all should be paying attention to. And if you're wanting to include that inside of your tent or whatever that you're going to create, please do. Make up your own materials, whatever. Just remind people, be peaceful. Be peaceful in your demand to make certain that the girls who participated in the Miss Teen USA, not just the ones who became Miss, Teen, Arkansas, Nevada, California, New York, whatever. Not just that girl, but all the other applicants. Did they get exposed to Jeffrey Epstein just like that girl did? How many of them were given access to Epstein? Or Epstein got their data because of Epstein's relationship to Donald Trump? Because that is what is being alleged by Jane Doe on the second day of the Maxwell trial in 2021. Donald Trump does need to go, and we all know that needs to go. And that's what we should be doing. We should protest one encampment dealing with calling for the impeachment of Donald Trump to be replaced by 50, by letting Trump know, come after the free speech of us, and we will all rise. And the last thing you're going to want to do is keep trying to suppress speech, because all that you're going to do is just like what Congressman Green was warning. More speech will come, and it will be more aggressive. Not saying that it will be violent, because do not be violent. Do not be foolish. There is no need to be violent, to do violence, when the truth is on your side. Because you can get your local law enforcement to stand up for issues, and your local government to stand up for the rights that you possess that Trump is trampling. And that you can review when you look at Free Speech for the People's articles, which you will find in the comment section below. You can review them and see which one of them actually apply to you, because some of them actually do. Some of them are pretty universal. Some of them are more narrow-focused. But all of these things you should be standing up for and creating these encampments and daring Trump to try to do that in all 50 states. And then every time they bust up one encampment, we replace it with 2 more. That's it. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get out there. Let's kick some ass and kick Trump the hell out of office. Thank you.